This is it right here. Donald Trump's white nationalist policy agenda and administration is trying to stop this reality. This study in 2019, 2018, that said by the year 2045, which is 20 years from now, the United States will be a majority Hispanic nation. And so this whole birthright citizenship thing, the whole trying to deport all the black and brown people, stop international students from coming here. Stephen Miller saying he's going to denaturalize people. I'm a naturalized citizen. Essentially, it's an attempt to stop the inevitable that's going to happen. Forcing white women to have babies, forcing just people to have babies. The Department of Transportation under Sean Duffy rewarding grants to nations and states that have large families, specifically targeting the Midwest, because we need y'all to have babies to stop this reality here that's coming up. And I see people in my comment sections insist it has nothing to do with race. But there are a lot of undocumented visa overstays in pockets of like Minneapolis and there's all sorts of places around about let's say 700,000 white Europeans who came as visitors and never left, who are not being harassed. They're racially targeting. I heard and saw an account of some woman, a nursing student, who was pulled over by an officer, and the officer says, "I hear your accent." They're going over to people. They don't know if they're citizen. They're going after them because they look Hispanic. So if you're white adjacent and you're white and Hispanic, you're safe. If you're white and overstay and undocumented, unlawfully here in the United States, you're safe. It's racially targeting black and brown people. And for the black FBO people saying, this is not our problem, they're going after the Haitians. My sister, my daughter's, one of her best friends is from Benin. And ICE stopped her and her mother because they look phenotypically more African and asked them. So they don't care if you're, it's not just a Hispanic or Latino thing. I'm going to save that for another video that I'm going to do soon. But it's all about this right here. The fear of becoming a minority, the fear of what happens when they become a minority, the political power that they're about to lose in a short order, not just because Donald Trump. So Donald Trump is your last bastion of hope. And there's no matter what you say, what comment you say to yourself. And that's why Latino, Black, and Hispanic MAGAs and Asian MAGAs, this movement had nothing to do with y'all. Y'all just like pick-me's, just signing up to simp, to sell out your fellow for what? For to be selected as one of the good ones. Change it legal. Follow. Let's discuss below.
I thought that American worry should be about uniting its race and considering everyone to be part and parcel of the society, be it Hispanic, be it black or white, because these are the components that make up the American population. However, these videos are exposing a very unique character in America and a very distressing trend that is worrying lately because of the policies that Trump is trying to impose. And these policies are meant to depopulate other races because of the growth in the numbers. Trump is worried about the representation that these populists will cause in America. But is it about racism? Is this a racist move? So let's watch the complaints of Hispanics on how the government is working hard to depopulate them and gag the growth of their population because the Trump feels this is a threat to the white population. Let's watch and comment in the end. If you're watching us for the first time, kindly consider subscribing. Also like and share this video. So let's watch and comment in the end.
So Trump supporters are now saying that they don't want Donald Trump to just deport migrants to Alligator Alcatraz, but they want him to deport the entire Hispanic population to Alligator Alcatraz, even if they are U.S. citizens. So here is what Laura Loomer, a top MAGA influencer who often has the ears of the president, just posted on her account. Quote, "Alligator lives matter. The good news is alligators are guaranteed at least 65 million meals if we get started now." So guess how many Hispanics there are in the United States? That's right, 65 million. So what Laura Loomer is advocating for here is for Donald Trump to send the entire Hispanic population to be eaten alive by alligators at his internment camp. What are we doing here, guys? And how is it possible that he increased his voter share among Latinos in the 2024 election? That will never make sense to me, and this is crazy.
With everything that's going on with Hispanic people and what they're experiencing with ICE, there's a reason why Trump is actually targeting them. It's because of their population. It's said by 2050, there will be more Hispanics in America than white people. As you can see, current projections indicate that the Hispanic population in the United States will continue to grow significantly by 2050. It was saying a couple years ago, an article came out, it was saying how by 2050, there will be more Hispanic people in America than white people. And you can see here, the number of non-Hispanic whites will be falling, okay? The number of Hispanics will be growing by 60%. Here's another article where it says the white population is expected to decrease by about 11%. The growth in multicultural populations in the U.S. means these segments wield immense influence. Their desire for diverse perspectives and a deep understanding for the cultural identity by brands and organizations will be more critical in the future. Everything that Trump has done is literally dismantling DEI and making sure that these Hispanic people now, not just criminals, regular Hispanics who are not citizens, they go back because they don't want this population to be growing in America, and it's going to change the way brands, organizations, institutions, how they're going to have to treat people and who they're hiring. I don't know about you, but Hispanics do have a lot of buying power as well. And they're not out here not having children. They are having children. They're staying together as a family, and they are taking care of one another. They're doing better than black people. They're doing things that black people aren't doing. Okay, so no wonder why ICE and they're going after Hispanics. It makes sense. Now, I'm not saying it's good, but what I'm saying is that if you're wondering why this is happening now, it's because of 2050. They know that Hispanics, they're here to stay. So they're trying to wield out and get as many of them out as they can. Now, this is very, very sad, and I'm not happy to report this, but this is my theory, and I believe that this is why this is happening.
I have so many Hispanic haters down my DM calling me names, saying I have no heart, I'm not empathetic with the mass deportations. First of all, I voted for that. But second of all, I want to clarify something. I want to take you guys back to 2017 when President Trump offered DACA a pathway to citizenship on 3 separate occasions, okay? All he said was, give me money for my border wall and border security, and I'll include a pathway for over 1.2 million people, contingent that they do have a criminal record, have jobs, etc. Democrats, under the leadership of Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House, denied it on 3 separate occasions, and you want me to feel bad? See, every other racial or ethnicity in this country, whether it's Jewish Americans, whether it's, smart ones, right? Because we have a lot of retarded ones. Whether it's the Syrian people, President Trump was open to meeting with everybody this last election cycle, and he did. Libertarians, the Maha people in Kennedy's camp, the Cuban Americans, they all get things done in Washington, D.C. You're telling me Mexican Americans and Hispanics that want amnesty or some sort of pathway to citizenship aren't able to organize rally and meet with President Trump before the election? Why don't you guys do that? Oh, because you can't organize and you can't get shit done. All you can do is cry racism when shit goes bad, like it's happening right now. Yeah, that's why.
So
Someone asked, how does it feel when you see Latinos get deported? And here's my honest answer. Of course it hurts. I'm human, I'm Hispanic, and I come from a family who has worked hard for generations. But what hurts me more isn't the deportation itself, it's how we got here. It's the adults, not the kids, but the adults who are making the decisions to break the laws, knowing the consequences and still doing it anyway. And yes, I said breaking the law, because whether people like it or not, immigration law is still the law. I just came back to the country yesterday after being out of the country for 10 days. I had to show my passport at least 5 times in order to get on the plane to come back to my country, and at least twice when I landed in my country to get in. Country I was born in, but people are just walking in with no ID, no process, no respect for our system. That's not justice, that's chaos. And to make it worse, the same people that are screaming that want to stay here are waving the flag of countries they've escaped from, all while disrespecting ours. Let me be clear. Every single country on this planet enforces borders. Every single one of them. Try doing in Mexico what people are doing here. Try waving a foreign flag in Cuba, in Venezuela, in China. You'll be arrested or worse. So yes, while my heart does hurt for kids who are caught in the middle, my anger is at the adults who knowingly put them there. There is a difference between emotional sympathy and legal reality. And I'm not going to apologize for expecting people to come here the right way. That's not hate. That's what it means to value this country and the American safety.
I knew a time would come when this will come to pass and it will be discussed with a depth that has never appeared before, because it is a very, very disheartening situation in America. The worry is continuing to grow. The blacks are coming up in numbers. The number is growing. The Hispanics are also growing in number. Yet the white man have a low growth in population. Maybe God planned it to be so, or maybe I don't know how we can describe it, because these are colonies. These are people who made slavery work. These are people who made blacks and Hispanics to work in their farms for no pay, with the harsh working conditions. But a time is coming that they're being outnumbered. That is the main worry that the white man is facing currently. And Trump, being that he vowed to protect the dignity and the racist cocoon, he's doing this to ensure that this doesn't happen and the white superiority is maintained at the par. Let me tell you, the deportations that Trump's administration is doing is illegal, because these are people who have lived in America and acquired the citizenship in this country legally. But yet Trump is going as far as ensuring they are deported because of the worry of outnumbering the white man. So the superiority factor is playing here, and they don't want to lose this factor. And since these other populations are growing at a higher number, they are trying to form any factor that would stop this from happening. In fact, you've seen policies where the whites are given incentives for having larger families. This act of continuity in the racial segregations that have occurred for a long time. But if you look keenly, things are not working well for them, because God is the God of everyone. I always call the name of God because I believe that He is the planner for universe. And even if you are seen as a lesser being today, tomorrow you might control the whole of universe. And that is the message you bring across, because blacks, Hispanics, the whites are all humans. And that is the equality we preach, because we need to build a society where everyone feels part and parcel and is being appreciated. That is why we fight racism in Africa, racism in every part of the world. This is the message we bring across. If you're watching us, kindly make a subscription, like, share, and comment, because we need to have a continuous engagement. Thank you, and may God bless you.